When we read a book or watch a film, we're not just seeing a reflection of reality, we're seeing a construction. Every story makes choices: whose perspective is centered, what's shown versus what's hidden. These choices actively build our understanding of cultures and societies. So the critical question isn't just what culture is being shown, but how is it being shown and whose interest does that serve? Forget asking if a story is authentic. That's a trap. A better question is, who holds the power in this telling? Take Charlotte Bronte's novel, Jane Eyre. In it, Bertha Mason is the mad woman in the attic, a monstrous, barely human obstacle from a British colony. The European perspective is treated as normal, as the default. Her story is a footnote in someone else's romance. But then, decades later, author Jean Rhys wrote Wide Sargasso Sea. It's a powerful counter-narrative. Rhys gives Bertha her real name, Antoinette, and her voice. We see her life in the Caribbean, a complex woman destroyed not by innate madness, but by the intersecting forces of colonialism and patriarchy. Rhys doesn't just add detail, she flips the camera, revealing the cruelty hidden in the original story. She shows that Antoinette wasn't just an obstacle, she was the protagonist of a tragedy that Bronte chose not to tell. This is how representation works. It can reinforce the dominant view, making power structures seem natural, or it can challenge them, giving voice to the silenced and exposing systems of control. Every story is a political act. As readers, our job is to see not just the story being told, but the power behind the telling.